The news is live on Joy 99.7 FM, is also on Hits FM in Accra, live in Kumasi on Love 99.5 FM, also on Facebook. We're streaming live in over 30 affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions, including Kekeli Radio in Ho, Radio Wa in Wa, Radio Free in Nandom, KTU Radio in Kufuria. Also, you can find us on the Spotify app and myjoyonline.com app. In this edition, importers declare they will pass on to consumers additional costs they will incur to import goods as a reversal of discount policy takes effect tomorrow.
Consumers, should brace themselves up for price increase because no businessman, importer or exporter is Father Christmas, and for every cost that is going to be incurred by an importer or businessman will definitely be passed on to the consumer.
We have details as the Ghana Importers and Exporters Association urged government to hold on with the implementation of the policy until all stakeholders agree on the new measure by government.
I strongly believe that it's not the right time. Look at the cost of living in the country now. What is going to happen is that our friends from the AGI don't have the capacity, to the best of my knowledge.
Also this afternoon, police arrest man captured on video discharging firearms at ANC Mall on New Year's Eve. We have details as the identity of the suspect is revealed as a military personnel. And as our COVID-19 cases continue to rise, we have nearly 80 people dying. We ask why, in spite of our low, severe and critical cases. We have some answers in sports.
Former Ghana International and Black Stars Management Committee member Samuel Kufo has accused CAF of lacking respect for AFCON. We have details in 20 minutes.
Now, family of missing Lands Commission staff optimistic of finding her alive 5 months on.
This is the first time the children are not seeing their mother for Christmas. None of the families celebrated Christmas this time. So to us, this Christmas didn't exist.
And as the festive season winds down, we'll take you to Kumasi, where listeners there are spending time with their families at the Love FM Christmas family party in the park. We have that and more in this edition of the Midday News with me, Emefa Apo. Many thanks for choosing us. We are your home of independent, fearless and credible journalism. Details shortly. We settle for the details now. In this afternoon, the Ghana Union of Traders Association, GUTA, has declared it will pass on to the consumer the additional cost that is expected to come for importers with a reversal of reduction in benchmark values, which takes effect tomorrow. Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta announced the reversal in the 2022 budget. Initiated in 2019, the policy was expected to, among others, reduce the cost of importing certain class of goods. But with the policy set to be reversed, vehicles, sugar, spaghetti, palm oil are among some 32 commodities to be affected whose import costs will increase. First Vice Chairman of GUTA, Clement Boateng, says importers will pass on the extra cost to consumers.
The timing of the reversal of this benchmark value is not right, and we think it is going to have a very negative impact on businesses, and so we think GUTA has an unfinished business with government. We will still continue to engage government and see what best could be done. But as you have said, it is going to take effect from tomorrow. So if it takes effect from tomorrow, then consumers should brace themselves up for price increase, because no businessman, importer or exporter is Father Christmas, and for every cost that is going to be incurred by an importer or businessman will definitely be passed on to the consumer. So if it takes effect from tomorrow, consumers should brace themselves up for price increment. But we think, like I told you, we still have an unfinished business with government. We will still continue to engage government and see, how possible best, this benchmark, reversal, could be, changed.
Now, GUTA has also been accusing the Association of Ghana Industries of lobbying government to reverse the policy. Clement Boateng contends the AGI does not have the capacity to produce the items which will be affected under this policy.
If you look at, our total, metric tons of rice that the country is supposed to have, which is about 800,000, and we are just those who are producing it are in the range of 300 to 400,000. Then that shortfall where do we get it from? We still have to, import it. And if we have to import it, and then you have, reverse, this, benchmark reduction, then definitely prices, is going to be up. So we think, government must take a second look. Government, should not be pushed to the wall, or should not be lobbied by those who are seeking their own self-interest. But governments must look at the totality of the Ghanaians and the purchasing power of the Ghanaians. That is the bottom line. It is not about somebody's interest. If the person has got the capacity to produce, what is the point in sitting in a plane, traveling so many kilometers away, renting a hotel, and then incur those costs there if I can get the product in Ghana here? But this is the situation is that they don't have the capacity, to produce now. So it should be a gradual process, but not, a short-term, policy that within the shortest possible time, government says we are reversing the benchmark value. I don't think it's right, and governments must take a second look at it.
That's the first vice chairman of GUTA, Clement Boateng there. We can hear from the executive director of the Ghana Importers and Exporters Association, Samson and Saki Awingobit. For him, government did not properly think through this particular reversal and is urging government to halt implementation and further engage stakeholders.
We think that it's not the right time. Look at the economic situations of ordinary Ghanaians, their financial status, vis-a-vis if they say government is the largest employer, or the private sector, how many private within the 2019-2021, how many Ghanaians have gotten jobs and getting good pay? I strongly believe that it's not the right time. Look at the cost of living in the country now. And as my colleague just said, what are the capacity that we have on those commodities that the benchmark value should be reversed come tomorrow? What is going to happen is that our friends from the AGI don't have the capacity, to the best of my knowledge. They are not, even if they have their factory sitting there, they don't have they are not producing up to optimum, and they know that it's not about the benchmark values that is making them not producing up to optimum. It's as a result of the cost of borrowing in this country. It's as a result of the cost of utility tariff in this country. And so they knowing very well. And as I said, very soon, AGI will be exposed. They will be exposed by the African Continental Free Trade that is coming on board very soon, where we have people in South Africa, Kenya, and the rest are borrowing at a lower rate, are using lower utility tariff, can produce up to optimum, and they are going to bring their product into this country as well and sell, and we will take it there. That is where they will see a real competition. For me, I strongly believe that rice production in this country is not yet up to 500,000 metric tons, let alone the 700,000 to 800,000 metric tons that Ghanaian rice importers are bringing.
That's Executive Director of the Ghana Importers and Exporters Association, Samson and Saki Awingobit. Let me bring in the Chief Executive Officer of the Association of Ghana Industries, Seth Chuma Kwabwa. We're thankful for your time here on the Midday News, sir. So, for the purposes of clarity, let me just find out if indeed AGI is behind this particular reversal by government.
Well, thank you very much, and good afternoon to your listeners. Well, the question of whether AGI is behind it or not, I don't think it's really an issue, because for AGI, our position has been very clear on the right from the onset. On the very day it was introduced, we spoke about it. And our position was that it was not the best of policy, because if you want to promote industrialization, you don't reduce import costs to make imports cheaper than local production. Once you do that, you're actually rendering local producers ineffective in the market. So that has been our position. But government, I think it's also important to emphasize that government hasn't said... Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes.
If you could just finish up on that.
Yes, the government hasn't said they are withdrawing the benchmark values in its entirety. They have selected a few of the products. The number of products that we import into this country, it runs into hundreds to thousands of products. It's only about 41 or so products that government says for these products, we have reasonable local capacity, or we can build local capacity to produce. And therefore, for those products, let's protect local industry.
Okay, so I'm taking a look at these 32 commodities where this reversal will be affecting. I see vehicles, I see sugar, spaghetti, palm oil, amongst others. Do we have the capacity to produce these commodities?
Okay, so the issue of the capacity, let me address it. You can't have capacity overnight. There are some of them you even have excess capacity as the situation. If you take palm oil, for example, our local capacity is so huge. One company, one of our companies produces about 300 metric tons per year when they are producing in full capacity. The whole consumption in Ghana is about 180 to 200,000 metric tons per year. So just that one company can supply the whole country.
So that's
Why
for
do you
palm
say we
oil.
don't have the
How about
capacity?
vehicles
That
and
is
sugar?
palm oil. But vehicle and the rest, I think, is been clear as well. Now we have a vehicle assembling plant. We are all excited about the fact that VW has established a plant here. We are excited about the fact that Toyota is coming, Nissan is coming. We are talking about all this. At the same time, you want to bring in vehicles at a cheaper price, at a cheaper import value. What do you do to those ones that you are assembling here? The people they are employing. You don't need to have the entire capacity before you come up with a policy of this nature. Besides, let's face it is not a question of government suddenly increasing the import values. It is rather government who reduced it about 2 years ago. And they say, now let's go back to the normal or the previous levels, which is the pertaining import values. So nothing has really changed, except that the manufacturers were rather disadvantaged. And then they are reversing it back to the normal. So I don't see anything different from what we had about 2 years ago. And there shouldn't be any problem about this issue because you want to promote local industry.
Great.
So
But in 24 hours, it will kick in. But there are suggestions for government to stay the implementation for further consultations. Are you with them on that?
I'm fully against it. Government should not suspend implementation. Rather, government consultations to continue. Let's implement. Let's see what happens along the line. Specific products that we have challenges in terms of output. Let's see how we can quickly build those capacities and ensure that local capacity is increased. He talked about, I remember one of the people talked about continental free trade and all that. Continental free trade, if you don't build your capacity, as you are allowing imports to come in duty-free quota free, it will wipe out all your markets. But if you build local capacity now, then you can also export to enter other markets. So that's why it is. So if you suspend it, it means that you are killing local industries forever, and it will never work. So let's continue the consultation, but the implementation will start.
Okay. We're grateful. That's the Chief Executive Officer of the Association of Ghana Industries, Seth Chum Akwabwa. Now, police say they have arrested a man captured in a viral video discharging several rounds of gunshots or ammunitions at the ANC Mall at East Legon in Accra on 31st night. His identity has been revealed as Flight Sergeant Nicholas Owusu Frimpong and was arrested with a collaboration between the Ghana Police Service and the military police. My colleague Kweku Asante joins me with a copy of that statement issued by the police. Kweku, what exactly are the details?
MFA, so this 4-paragraph statement says that a joint effort between the police and the military police, has led to the arrest of Flight Sergeant Nicholas Owusu Frimpong in connection with the discharge of a firearm at ANC Mall on Friday, December 31st, 2021. The suspect was arrested following police investigation into the incident of a young man captured in the video footage firing several shots of a firearm at ANC Mall. The suspect, Nicholas Owusu, is still helping the police with investigation. And as we continue the merrymaking, the police say they want to urge the public to be guided in their celebrations and desist from acts that compromise the public order.
Okay, thank you very much. Thankfully, we've been joined on the phone by the Director of Public Affairs of the Police, Superintendent Alexander Obeng. Many thanks for your company, sir. So I've gone through the statement. First off, I would want to find out why exactly he discharged those firearms the way he did that day.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. And let me say that, let me take this opportunity to appreciate our various stakeholders who have been supporting the law enforcement agencies, and in this particular case, police. Anytime we need their support in unraveling incidents, and we come to them like we did, they supported us. And so, on behalf of the Inspector General of Police, Dr. Joseph Dampare and Police Administration and our sister security agency. We want to thank the general public for the support. Again, as we outlined, with the support that we had and the collaboration with our sister security agencies, we been able to identify the person who conducted himself in that manner on the Friday, specifically at the ACMO around Istikon, and in the process is being forthcoming. So because investigation is ongoing and is cooperating, and we take this opportunity to admonish our clients, those who own security agencies, our laws in Ghana, that all of us have a responsibility to comply with rules of engagement, particularly with regard to gun ownership and use. And therefore, we want to appeal to your network that everybody should be circumspect with the use of firearm, even when the person is permitted, so that the public's peace and safety will not be compromised.
Great. He may be cooperating with you in terms of investigations and all. The public wants to understand under what circumstances did he discharge those firearms the way he did? Was it in celebration? What exactly was happening? What was going through his mind? Has he said it?
I think at the end of the day, the investigation will unravel some of these things. And if there is a need to share, definitely we will do that. But for now, it's early days yet, and we allow investigations to be carried out by the military, among others.
So it is confirmed that the suspect is a military man?
Yes.
But why is he being kept by the military and not the police when indeed you have arrested him?
I think there's a collaboration, so we allow the investigation to go on.
There was a 5,000 bounty on his head. Did anyone get it, or the police just did their own work?
I think the details later on will be communicated. But definitely, we were supported by intelligence support from our various stakeholders, including the general public.
Well, so how soon are we hoping to get further details?
We must allow the investigation, and in the course of it, if there's a need to share, as we continuously do it, we will do it. And we will appeal to the general public to constantly patronize and access our social media handle, GH Ghana Police Service, at all time for prompt, accurate, speed information that will switch them of all those doubts and issues that sometimes are inaccurate and reported about security agencies' work, particularly police service.
Superintendent Alexander Obeng, thank you for your time here on the Midday News. He's Director, Police Public Affairs, and we've been giving details about that viral video you may have seen. And it's emerging that he's a military man, Flight Sergeant Nicholas Owusu Frimpong, firing rounds of gunshots at the ANC Mall at East Legon in Accra on 31st night. Now, let's turn our attention to COVID, because there were 78 COVID-19 related deaths in December 2021. This is in spite of low, severe and critical cases of the infection. In the latest update, the Ghana Health Service reports 3 new deaths for events on the 30th of December. We'll hear shortly from the head of severe and critical cases at the Ghana Health Service for some explanations on that. First, though, head of our health desk, Fred Smith, joins me with the latest update on our cases as a country. Fred, how's it looking like?
Well, MFA, for events of the 30th of December, we had 1,067 people getting infected with COVID-19 in Ghana. Now, on that day, we had 3 more persons dying, and this brings our deaths to 1,306. For severe cases, we had 23 people, and 4 others also had critical cases of COVID-19. This is actually a reduction, because the day before we actually had 12 people in critical condition and 25 with severe COVID.
Well, so that's our current status in terms of our active cases, new cases, and all. Fred, I've seen that article also that you've written. We're still watching it and looking at the trends as well.
Yes.
Thank you very much. That's the head of our health desk, Fred Smith. But let me bring in Dr. Chris Owu. He's head of severe and critical cases at the Ghana Health Service. For more on this, Dr. Owu, we're grateful for your time. So we see low, severe, and critical cases per the data that Fred Smith has provided us as put out by the Ghana Health Service. At the same time, though, we see 78 people dying, and that's between 1st and 30th December. Walk us through why this situation is the way it is.
Okay, good afternoon, I'm Efa. And then good afternoon to your audience. Just a little correction before I go on. So I coordinate severe and critical COVID-19 as part of National Case Management Team, not only Ghana Health Service. And I'm a senior lecturer at the University of Ghana Medical School.
Great.
Yes,
Thank you.
A little correction there. All right, so quickly to your question. Yes, the numbers of infections are going up, actually significantly gone up. We keep saying that the proportion of people who are severely ill and people who will die is a proportion of those who are infected. As we speak now, the number of people who are getting infected per day in Ghana is the highest it has ever been from the beginning of the pandemic in March 2020, similar to everywhere else in the world. Currently, we are recording over 1,000 new infections every single day now. In the period of December alone, we've recorded over 12,000 new cases, whereas it took us almost 4 to 5 months to record 30,000 in each of the previous waves. So yes, this particular wave seems to be spreading much more quicker. There are obviously, even if the percentages are lower, going to be more people who will eventually become more sick and those who will die. So our number of people who are severely ill or who are in ICU may look low now, but that always lags behind the infection rate. So we unfortunately would have expected that number would be cascading up quite significantly. Part of the deaths you saw in December are not necessarily people who got infected in December. Usually people would get infected. If it is not mild or moderate, then it lingers on for more than 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So by the time you are seeing people dying from an infection, it means that at least about 2 weeks may have passed. So a lot of those are also those who got infected in months before December, including October and November. We are yet to see the significant death or mortality from December, and unfortunately, we think that there will be. A lot more people are not as ill as we were expected previously, and the reason is simple. And let me be clear about that. That it's not just because the Omicron is less virulent. The wave we have now is not only Omicron. There's still Delta, there is Omicron, and there are probably a few other waves, other variants which are with us. But it is because of vaccination. We have made this clear from the very onset that the reason for vaccination is to reduce those who will become severely ill. And that is the data we have in our hands now. That most of those who are severely ill now and those who are dying, the huge proportion of them are those who have not vaccinated. Majority of those who are vaccinated, although they have been infected, have had mild disease, have had flu, bodily pain, taking their paracetamol and their vitamin C, and they are doing well.
Okay.
So, yes, that needs to be borne in mind.
We're grateful for that clarity and education there. That's Dr. Chris Owu. He's head of severe and critical cases at the Ghana Health Service, also a leading member of the COVID-19 case management in Ghana and a senior lecturer at the University of Ghana Medical School. Many thanks for your company. This is the Midday News here on Joy 99.7 FM. We'll be hearing from importers as they declare they will pass on to consumers additional costs they will incur to import goods as a reversal of discount policy takes effect tomorrow. The AGI insists that the policy must kick in, and whilst stakeholder engagement continues. Then we return from the break. We have sports, and then also family of missing Lands Commission staff optimistic of finding her alive 5 months on.
This is the first time the children are not seeing their mother for Christmas. None of the families celebrated Christmas this time. So to us, this Christmas didn't exist.
And as the festive season winds down, we'll take you to Kumasi, where listeners there are spending time with their families at the Love FM Christmas family party in the park.
I think it's good. It's good, yeah.
And the children already...
The children, they were enjoying. They were enjoying themselves.
Well, yeah.
I brought my nieces and nephews.
Wow, wow. And so already they're enjoying themselves.
They're enjoying themselves very well.
What brings you to my house this early morning? I hope all is well.
All is never well with me, Nick Bakbo. After paying 3 times for the land for my project, the construction workers are now giving me wahala. From material overestimation to small stealing. I am tired.
I told you so, Efokoku.
It's all because you are trying to become builders when you're corporate workers and business people. Edlum has products tailored to meet your needs. Villas 3 at Amrahia, where there are finished homes. Conveniente, also at Amrahia, where it's contemporary but super affordable apartments. Prices start from $35,000. And the Avant-Garde, located in Adjurigano, which has sleek luxury apartments. For more information, please visit edlumhousing.com or simply call 0270-166-166. Edlum Housing, where spacious homes cost less.
Let's do sports now.
Former Ghana defender Samuel Kufuor claims CAF's decision to approve late arrivals of players for AFCON preparation is a sign of disrespect to the tournament. According to him, coaches do not have enough time to prepare for the competition, and this, he says, will not get the players to give up their best.
I think it was a wrong approach from CAF, in my opinion. It's a totally disrespect to most of the African nations, because in Europe, where there's a rules and regulation, they will not abuse it. So why are they doing this to our tournament? And for us, as an African, this is a wake up for us, and everybody just really love to see this tournament. So if a journalist from Europe asks, why is the player going to African Cup of Nations? I think it's totally disrespect. They have to also respect our opinion and respect our tournament, because you cannot say this to South American tournament. Yeah. Why are you saying this to us? For me, I think it's totally disrespect. 5 days to the tournament and you are releasing the players. What the coach has a plan for his team? And if they give them 3 weeks, then there will be a preparation. If we want a better quality tournament, we shouldn't be hiding from the truth.
Let's all not hide from the truth. Say it as it is.
Now, family of a missing Lands Commission staffer is hopeful their kidnapped relative will be found alive. It's been 4 months or so since Rodeling Amwadako, who turns 33 today, has gone missing. Though police have provisionally charged her husband, Dr. Wilberforce Nkrumah Agri, a lecturer at the Petroleum Department of the KNUC, with kidnapping, the family says the disappearance of the mother of 2 has left them in pain. Ohiming Teria of our security desk has been visiting the Accra home of the missing Rodeling and has come through with this report.
Rodeling Amwadako, a staffer at the Kumasi office of the Lands Commission, would have turned 33 today. But the mother of 2, described by the family as loving, caring and lively, is not available to observe a day which usually comes with pomp and pageantry. Her disappearance means no Christmas celebration for her extended family. For the family, it is hard to contend with the harsh reality of her disappearance.
It has been extremely difficult. Very, very, very difficult. This is the first time the children are not seeing their mother for Christmas. None of the families celebrated Christmas this time. So to us, this Christmas didn't exist.
Members of the extended family, including the mother, Sister, aunties and uncles have been meeting on New Year's Day to pray and discuss the way forward for the disappearing Rodalyn.
That's Ohiming Terrier's report. Now, hundreds of families will climax this year's holidays at the plush Rattray Park, where the fun-filled Frightle Love FM family party in the park is being held. The event, filled with games, arts and crafts and dancing sessions for children and their parents, has already gathered momentum. Here are some of the children who are already having fun at the park.
You know, one. So I'm asking for a name, and she's giving me a sentence. So I would want us to go through the name. She will take it one after the other. Why? What would you know? So let's go.
Praises.
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 Yeah, can you? 1,
Ekia.
2,
Poku.
3,
Boche.
4,
Ayeye.
Ayeye, 5,
Every
6,
God's love.
God's love, 7,
Sister Abna Adepa.
Sister Abna Adepa, 10. Okay, so she has 10 names. That's the angel for you. Angels are different. She's
Well, and that's what's happening at the family party in the park now. The special cooking competition is expected to be held as part of activities. We can hear from the Ashanti Territory Sales Manager at Wilma Africa, Nanakwe Kubwedujan.
Wilma Africa has Frightle. We believe in the family. Anything Frightle, you know that we think about the health of the family. And once we think that this year people have had 2021, people had stress. We believe that because of health issues, people should come and distress. And once Frightle is a brand associated with health, we believe that our customers, our consumers deserve to be well. So we decided to partner with this call. Yeah, we have free gifts. We want to organize some, cooking competition. We want to give out free gifts to patrons. We're going to give out a whole lot of premiums to our patrons today.
And that's how we end today's edition of the Midday News here on Joy 99.7 FM. There's more news when you log on to myjoyonline.com. I am MFR Paul. Living Word with Pastor Mansell to Bill is up next.
When you want it, just Momo it. When you tire for the long queue in the supermarket, just Momo it. And when you really want that beautiful